Cool. Cool. All right. Well, good. So give us the Ajna report.
Ooh.
Since last we saw you, have you been? And have you cured your symptoms? And are you having no asthma? Because you're curing asthma. So what's going on with that? How much have you done for yourself since we spoke?
Well, so ever since then, I've definitely felt a lot more like open, and I feel like my orb has been a lot clearer and open, and also it felt super tied in with my anxiety. So I haven't had an anxiety attack or an asthma attack since. I had like the big yeah, and I'm in transition, so like I'm totally I'm not worrying at all right now, like even about anything. So I've removed my sense of obligation or anything like that, and I've felt a lot more like free. Yeah, definitely. And
things that used to trigger your anxiety.
Yeah,
nice.
I don't feel triggered at all. Like,
cool.
Can I say something
yeah.
about that? She's extended that to me, so I feel supportive of her. She's actually done that with me, because I usually get a little weird. So that's good. You did that.
Thank you.
Good job.
Cures beget cures.
Yeah.
What else?
So, yeah, I feel definitely a lot more expanded. I think maybe twice I had the beginning of an onset of an asthma attack, and then I was like, wait, I don't need to have one.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, okay, deep breath, and...
Now, have you been doing the removals that we showed you how to do since our meeting?
I've been doing that a few times actually, and
You've done it. I mean, a few times.
Yeah, and I've also taught somebody else it too, and that really helped them. And
oh, good.
And I've just really been lately like seeing the importance of maintaining my energy in like a high level. So that's really helped me a lot too, because it's really important at this time. It seems like, yeah.
And did you join the Cure College?
I did not join the Cure College.
Okay, so you don't actually have the lists and all that stuff, or you just try to remember what we did and do it that way, I guess.
Yeah, I wrote them down once for the prayer, I think, or something. I should do that again.
Yeah, we're gonna do it on Monday again.
No, but I mean like right now.
Well, you were in our meeting though, right? On Monday.
She was on Monday, yeah.
Yeah. So you did the prayer. So you did the prayers, and the prayers. You don't have to be a member of the college to access the prayers. You can, just click on the links and you can get to them. Okay. So you've been getting signals.
Yeah, definitely. And I've been. I feel like I've also been a clearer channel since then too. So, like the work I've been doing with my clients has been even better because I'm clear. Yeah.
Sweet.
Good.
Great.
And do you ever ask questions, just spur of the moment kind of things, and see if you get a signal on, like you get curious about like whether you were ever Cleopatra or something, and you ask to test it?
I often think I was Madame Blavatsky, but
hey, I had a relationship with her. I thought I'd find you again.
I do notice myself doing it. Like, it's actually helped my my anxiety with safety. Like, even when I'm walking, I'm like, oh, should I do this? And then I do like a muscle test. Should I go left or right? Like, it's even as simple as that. And then I just kind of know.
Find your direction.
Yeah, and really, my intuition has been like so on. Like, I found my friend Rusko like twice because I just like located him in my head and was like, okay, he's right there.
Wow.
Yeah. So actually,
I you have you've been letting spiritual guidance in, like you've been like reaching out to God and getting spiritual guidance, like just in your daily life, like just do I turn right or left, stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I've been doing that a while, but it's been a lot clearer lately. Like, I'll like now I'll like hear a voice that's a definite no or yes. It's not like this unclarity kind of thing. Yeah, that's good.
You know, I have to tell you, I don't know if I've ever told this story before on video, but when I was in 1967, I was busted for dope.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very serious. I sold pot to an undercover agent.
Mm.
And when I was in jail, God led me out.
Mm.
And I was out, you know, my odyssey was like around 7 or 8 months. April to December. And then I went to India for Meher Baba.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I didn't even realize it. See, when I started talking about when like people would ask me, when did you discover this? And I've always dated it to 1993. When I was on a hill in Jamaica doing muscle testing, but actually it started in the Dade County Jail.
Mm-hmm.
Because I realized that I needed to ask God and get answers to like just nitty-gritty, like turn left or right, like you were just talking about, the same exact thing. But in this case it was life or death. It was the difference between, you know, 10 years in prison and not.
Right.
So it was very serious. And so I really knew that I needed to rely on God, which is what I had not been doing when I was selling dope. And yeah, I think that God really did me a favor by like getting me arrested. Because I never would have gotten out of that. I probably would be dead because I was dropping a lot of acid and thinking about jumping off roofs all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was, you know, I was suicidal, and it was good that they locked me up. Anyway, I put Baba, I wrote Baba on one side of a tiny piece of paper about the size of a dime. And I used to drop it like a heads tails thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd follow what it said. That was my first experience of testing.
Mm.
You know, and I don't know if I could have cured herpes or asthma with that, because you got to be feeling. See, I like the finger signals because you're feeling something coming through your body, and I think for curing physical diseases that's a good thing. So I don't recommend that people try using pendulums and so on to cure things. But just for, you know, like that situation, it worked. I mean, I was out. You know, I wiggled my way through it. God didn't want me to go to prison. So he just wanted me to stop. You know?
Just like pendulums and other stuff, they're just, you know, like tools. Use them in hypnotic induction a lot, for especially people with ADHD and children. But it's mostly to empower their subconscious mind and like the power of their thought, just to show that it's just a kind of reflection briefly there. Mm. But it's not like this pendulum will cure your AIDS or anything, you know? Mm. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you used pendulums, but you know, I think they'd be fine for hypnosis.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
See, what what some people do is they get signals with them, and that's the only thing that works for them. So I tell them, sure, go ahead. It's better to get a signal than no signal.
Right. Totally.
I'm all in favor of whatever people have to do.
In that case, though, well, I have a friend who has she has pendulum charts. So, like Monday through Tuesday, yes, no, 1 through 7, whatever, and other types of answers. And it's kind of like the power of that person's mind will guide their pendulum to whatever it is they actually want. So, I mean, that's kind of a signal, but that's more of like a desire signal than like a from the source, I guess. Yeah.
Well, I think that people get signals from God with pendulums. And also, if they were actually getting a signal from their mind, this is something you don't want, because your mind made you sick in the first place.
Interesting how that works, right?
So what you want is to get past your mind and get guidance from a higher power.
Yeah, like creative intelligence.
Which is how all this stuff about all the bodies got channeled. Have you ever watched? You know, you and I are Facebook friends.
Yeah.
And I send movies to Facebook all the time, like I sent the one we made last time to Facebook.
Oh, cool. I didn't actually see it yet. I should probably see that.
You should definitely see it. You were amazing. Now the question is, so I guess you haven't watched any of the movies yet.
I think I saw maybe like 2 of them briefly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now what was that like? What did you learn from that?
Well, it's it was cool. It was cool. It was just nice watching the transition of the person's face throughout the whole thing.
Before and after.
That's it, baby. You got it.
Yeah, before and after energy.
You got it. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, so I think you can, well, test this question. Both of you should test. Did you cure your asthma?
Yes. Yeah. I just feel,
And also test. See, one thing about testing, you want to keep testing things. Do the next test. Did I cure my panic attacks?
Mostly.
Okay, now you can credit yourself with 2 cures. Go to the go to the home page of curedrive.org and click on Report Cure and fill in, however many you test under that. There's a little form there. You just fill in a number and click send, and they get added into the tally.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
We're up to about 125,000 so far.
Awesome. I feel like we're doing this one because I feel like there's just like a little bit of residual, and I just want to like clear the entire thing. Whew.
Well, see, actually,
especially because I'm going to be traveling, and that's kind of when I get the most anxiety attacks is when I'm traveling, because it's such a vulnerable place.
Well, I just want to alert you that this isn't like that. This is something you do for the rest of your life.
Right. I know, and doing those affirmations.
Now,
remember, they're not affirmations. They're actually, you're really removing things as they come up.
Yeah.
Well, what I suggest is this, see, and I'm just saying this at the beginning of our movie because I think that's a good place to say it, that as far as your continuing steps, obviously we should meet again in a few weeks and film you again, You can be some other place and just get on Skype, and Bart can get on where she is, and We can meet, you know. So
Okay.
you can be anywhere. You can go to Europe and we can do it. I just did a film with 2 people in Europe this morning.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's,
Now, as far as your next step, so that's one of them. The other step is either one or both of these things. You join the web college and begin donating on a monthly basis and have a password and go in there, and I would suggest your next thing, if you do that, would be the list of immune dysfunctions. And Bart can show you how to do that list at some point. Right now, that's a little too advanced for this particular meeting. I wanted to do the basics in this meeting. I think that's important to, you know, be grounded in them. But the other thing, let's say you don't want to donate or can't or whatever, or you just don't feel like you're ready for the web college. Watch movies. Do you have a smartphone?
no.
Get one.
I know I should.
She has a little computer. She
Walk-
can watch
I
that too.
yeah.
Walk around all day with a movie playing in your Bluetooth headset, and then you listen to 10 minutes and turn it off, and the learning curve skyrockets, and also it will remind you of things that you need to do, things that you wouldn't think of. You need outside input. It helps. And it's good that you're showing your friends how to do this, because the people who succeed with this do that. They interact with people about curing things every day. Like another human being, either by telling them what you're doing or helping them cure something or whatever. Those are the big success stories, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I had a friend that came up to me today who has another friend who's like pregnant and had a huge asthma attack and had to go to the hospital. So I'm sending her like the link to my thing so that she can do it too, because she can't take any medication or
Yeah, she can
anything.
watch a movie.
Yeah.
Right. Well, now that that's great. See, that's absolutely great. And she can friend me on Facebook and find it that way. Now, that we've said that, did you know you can suggest friends for people on Facebook?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So suggest me to your friends and let people friend me.
Okay.
Because that way, I'm happy to friend them, and that way they can access all the stuff that I'm sending out. I send out a bunch of things every day.
Cool. Yeah. Sweet.
From other people who send them to me sometimes, so it's not like I write everything myself. But now, what I'd like you both to do now is what you did last time, which is check for pathologies.
Okay. Can I would like to get my notebook and like write a few of these down.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, cool. I just a lot of.
Serenade us, Barb.
Times have changed. We used to yell at people for taking notes. Now we go, sure, go ahead.
That's okay.
We're getting old. I'm getting old. I don't care.
We wanted to cure it, right?
Yeah.
So
Just
taking.
get some.
I mean, the fact is that they've got to check this stuff. They need the information.
I know, and there's no printer here anyway. So we cannot print the list out. Although I could get it on the screen, probably.
Yeah, it's okay. It's just you can just take notes.
Just
and
do pathology, so
probably
we'll
more
do
alive that way anyway.
Okay, so test, do I have any pathologies in any of my 12 bodies?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, do I have any bacteria in any of my bodies?
Yes.
Okay, so there's pathologies, and then there's the first 5 are called microbial. Okay, bacteria is one of them. Okay, so I'm removing bacteria from all my bodies.
Yes.
Okay. We can also go through each body one by one.
Okay.
There's 12 bodies and 15 pathologies, but right now I'll give you the pathologies. Do I have any virus in any of my bodies?
Yes.
Okay, I'm removing all virus from all my bodies.
I am removing all virus from my bodies.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just gonna go through the 12 bodies just to remind you. You can put them down the side here or something, but they are, okay. So I'm removing virus. Let's go back to bacteria. I'm removing all bacteria from my celestial body. I get my signal, I'm doing that.
Yes.
Okay. Removing bacteria from my gravitational body.
Yes.
Okay. From my spiral body.
Yes.
Good. Yes. Do I have any bacteria in my astral body?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and remove it.
I think that was from psychic hooks.
Exactly. That's why it's good to check this every morning, you know, a couple times a day. Like you were saying, while you're walking, while you're just hanging out, it's just something you do like all your life so you don't get it back. It's like clearing yourself. Do I have any...
Or you should ask how she's feeling.
Pardon?
How you're feeling.
Yeah, how do you feel now that you've done that many removals? Any change?
Mhm.
Yeah, feeling a little up there.
Yeah.
Clear, good. Do you have any bacteria in your mental body?
Residual.
Okay, go ahead and remove it.
Okay.
Okay. Notice a change in yourself.
Yeah, I felt like little bubbles coming out.
Okay. Any bacteria in your emotional body?
Yes.
Okay. Remove that. Thank you. Removing all bacteria from my emotional body. Look for your signal.
Yes.
Okay, great. How do you feel? Any different?
Yeah.
Looser.
Yeah, looser.
Okay. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 more bodies. Do you have any bacteria in your physical body?
A little bit in my stomach.
Okay. Go ahead and remove. Remember, there's 3 universal bodies that we didn't touch on much last time, but write them down. They're universal, physical, emotional, and mental.
I think we did.
We did. The other one's kind of like that we share with everyone. Like sometimes you can pick up things
Right.
from the universal.
Oh.
After catastrophes, like last night, I woke up
Yeah.
feeling, I think, things from the people in the storm. You know,
Yeah.
but I'm scared.
Oh, I haven't been picking up energy as much lately.
Oh, good. More protected.
Yeah,
Good for you.
I got my little.
Okay. Ask, do I have any fungus in any of my bodies? So these are the bodies of
These are really weird, yes.
Okay, that's all right. It's good to get rid of it. So remove fungus from all your bodies. You can scan this list and do them one by one if you want.
Okay.
Oh, we didn't put the karmic body.
Oh, chronic. Oh, okay.
That's an important one.
What are we starting with?
Do I have any fungus in my karmic body?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I got. That's
I know, it's
exciting.
kind of like drags on from life to life. So remove fungus from your karmic body. How are you now?
Okay, so with all of these, I'm feeling just a little teensy bit of me not wanting to let go.
Not want to let go? Okay, so
So small.
test if, do I have any trauma in any of my bodies
Oh,
that's
yes.
holding these in place?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do we have to know what the trauma is?
Well, see, that again, we got into this last time.
Oh, yeah?
You can just remove the traumas, but really, see, Ajna, you might
Yes.
want to at some point actually start removing your traumas where you know what the trauma is. But that's a lesson on the web college, and
I want to join the college
and
at least for a month.
it would take our entire movie to show you how to do just that. So like we won't get anything else done. So that's why we're not going
Okay,
to.
that's true.
But you can see if you can remove what you can remove and try that and see what happens.
Right. Yeah, we'll just know.
Because they'll probably come out. Something will come out that's needed to come out.
Okay, so in the list, so we have bacteria, virus, fungus. So I'm removing all fungus from all my bodies. Let's do the best we can. All fungus. All my bodies are free of fungus.
Yes.
Okay, good. Do I have any rot? Just when you thought you were free.
Yes.
Okay, remove all rot from all your 12 bodies. Your barking dogs.
I am removing rot from my physical body. I am removing rot from my emotional body. I am removing rot from my mental body. I am removing rot from my karmic body, especially.
Okay. Well, let yourself notice the change. All your bodies are free of rot.
Rot from my celestial body.
Sometimes people say that like their vision gets clearer and it's crisper.
That was good.
Okay, good. Okay, so we got rot, virus, bacteria, fungus, parasites. Do I have any parasites in any of my bodies?
Yes.
Do I have it in my astral body?
Yes.
Okay, take it away.
Ah!
Astral
I
body
felt it in my
parasites.
stomach
It's
instantly.
enough to give you
That was like,
anxiety.
yeah, I think so actually. That came from giving the power away. So I feel like that.
Okay, good. So take your power back, remove all the parasites. All my bodies are free of parasites.
Oh.
You can go through each one if you need to.
I do, because I was
Might as
a
well
little,
be thorough.
I felt a little weak.
Okay.
Okay.
So check your, what I do is I check my higher bodies first, like the more subtle ones, like celestial, astral, spiral, the two. Still kind of hard to. And you, then we get to the more dense bodies, like, oh, we forgot the etheric body, chakras and stuff.
Etheric. Etheric body.
Yeah, you're probably the one that you work on a lot.
Yeah.
It's like,
Probably the best for
yeah. And then your mental and emotional,
Yeah.
karmic, is the karmic down there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
Universalist.
Okay, so.
It should be all 12. I know, it's really listed here. Okay, so,
Parasites.
parasites, yeah, test for parasites in each one. If you get a yes, then remove them.
Okay.
I keep drinking liquid because they're coming out.
Will you read those actually?
The bodies, sure.
Yeah.
Astral.
Yeah, that was pretty easy. Actually.
Okay. And I'll say them and you test whether it's there, and when it's clear, you tell me. Celestial.
It's like a little baby worm.
Yeah.
I felt that on my hip.
Okay. Take it out. Replace it with some lighter.
Oh, it doesn't.
Yeah, sometimes people forget to put something back in.
Okay.
Okay.
Balance.
Anything in your karmic body?
Yeah. Ancient lifetimes.
Yeah. Ancient parasites.
Ancient parasites, psychic hooks.
Okay, pull them out.
Wow. Okay.
Blavatsky. Okay, do we have anything in your gravitational body? Parasite wise. Okay, sorry, take your time. Okay.
Closely done.
Okay. Is that karmic body?
Okay.
Oh yeah, you did that. Spiral. That's your DNA and everything associated.
Okay, good.
Emotional.
No more emotional parasites.
Good. How about your mental?
Yeah.
Okay. Free? Mental wise free of parasites?
Not yet.
Oh, not yet. Okay.
So.
Removing all parasites from the mental body.
Delete. They deleted from the program.
Delete it. It's nice. That's what you do. My mental body I'm taking my mental body to full function. Do that.
Okay. Ooh. Well, okay. I'm getting flooded with light right now. Colors.
You have light emanating from you. So you watch. Okay. Alright, nice. How about your physical body? Your physical body. So you do the subtle bodies first, and then that protects your physical body.
Yes.
Great. All my bodies are free of parasites.
All of my bodies are free of parasites.
Okay, so those were the microbial pathologies. You just did them all 5. Bacteria, fungus, virus, rot, parasite. Okay, now, I don't think we did all this last time, but test, do I have any retention in any of my bodies?
What does that mean?
Well, you don't have to totally know what it means, but it's like things that you retain, like it could be a memory, or it could be a substance, or it could be like the impact of something that happened to you a long time ago. Okay. So remove retention from all your bodies. You'll learn more about it if you ever get into the college. Okay, so those are the things that can cause you to have trouble letting go of these other things, for example.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm removing retention from all my bodies. And I'll get my signal.
Now keep asking how it feels, Barb. Pause.
Feel?
Yeah.
That's mostly for people watching. Like
a lot of light
like
kind of flowing out, and it was kind of
you feel light.
Also lightheaded.
Do you feel energy coming out of anywhere in your body?
This
Face
region.
Okay.
Here.
Alright. Test, do I have any substance excess or deficiency?
Yes.
Okay.
All those.
Okay. So you want to scan your bodies and balance each one out.
You know what?
What's that?
I think that this time you should do an accelerator, because obviously she's changed
Okay.
She's cured some
All right,
things.
yeah, we should, because I think we should do the rest of these some other time, because she's got, yeah, I'm gonna do
Yeah.
accelerated.
She
I'll
can do the rest of them
Yeah.
herself.
Yeah, I'll show her the full list after we hang up. All right, so here I'm gonna ask you some questions now. Ready to test?
You know what? Why don't you get the accelerator up on the screen? You know, you were saying to get something up on the screen. Get that up
Okay.
so you can actually follow. Click on the short form and make sure you do all the basic questions on the accelerator.
Okay.
Now, and she should test each thing she thinks.
Right. So test. Is there any response that might be different or more easy to me now than before I did this?
Yeah.
Can you think, sort of channel what those might be, like some way that you might be that you weren't able to be before?
Yeah, a bit more empowered and higher power, and I don't know. I'm also feeling like some type of sensation in the right side of the neck too. I don't know what that's about, but
Something's coming out of your neck.
Barbara, are you typing?
I was getting into the website.
Okay. Now,
This computer's very slow.
the
today.
accelerator actually, see, the thing that brought this to mind is when you just told her that the reason we ask her how she feels is for the people who are watching, which is not true.
Well, yeah.
The reason that people have to describe in minute detail how they feel, how they've changed, is because they need to do that.
Yeah.
Like, that's part of the curative process. She's completely out of the picture. You lowered the camera too much. Put it back where it was. That's good. Just stay with me here, Barb, for a second, okay?
Okay. Yep.
Part of the curative process is for her to know, to be able to cognate what the difference is. And
Okay.
once she's done that, then you ask a question like the one you just asked, like, is there a good response that's easier? So, but the first step is for her to say any way she can see that she's different, and then it's going to make more sense for her to see what response could be easy. And she should test everything she says. She should test it.
Okay. So is there anything that might be easier for you now? I don't know, but it's not time to be doing what she's doing anyway. We could help you with that in a while, Karen. Let me see. So you there. Oops. So other than that feeling that you're having, do you notice, like, let's say, could you be more responsible, more loving, more powerful, more whatever? What do you feel that might be easier for you now that wasn't before? Whatever it is. Okay, short form.
maintaining my inner peace and calmness.
Nice. It'll be easier to maintain your inner peace.
Yeah, in all situations, and seeing that nothing is stress, nothing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Making that choice. Good.
I should write that down.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Nothing. What else is different about you now than before? What's gone?
A type of energy? Like,
So that energy that wasn't working for you is gone?
yeah.
Oh, good. Like a frenetic energy or just a dissonant energy?
Explain those two.
Well, something that was interfering with you is gone?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any relevance to that, to your like life or results you're getting in your life?
The interfering energy?
No, of it being gone.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, like, there was a psychic I had seen before I moved to New Mexico, and she told me about this circle of energy I have of like pulling things towards me while repelling them, and perhaps that kind of had imprinted on my subconscious mind a bit.
Oh, so nothing was really like built, like assimilating.
Exactly.
Okay.
So now it's kind of cleared.
Interesting. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Very good. That's important.
Yeah, now you'll actually get more momentum in your life.
Yeah.
It's like being able to digest life and your food.
Right.
What's coming at you.
Right.
And get rid of just what you don't need, not just everything. Okay. What other new behaviors do you see that you could construct that might come easier for you now?
Trusting the source in all situations.
Nice.
That I'm always
Trusting your connection. Yeah, that's been happening for me lately too.
Yeah.
That's big. Congratulations. That's a good one. Are there any bad old behaviors that might be easier to let go of? Or that you think could drop away just naturally?
Well, I've been like reprogramming my entire brain for the past 2 months. So,
faster.
yeah, so that's been really huge.
Less friction.
Yeah, exactly, and kind of worry behavior just gone.
Oh, good.
Well, mostly gone.
Okay. So at least you have a skill now that if it comes back, you know how to remove it or check yourself. Okay. Good. Let's see. Do you think there's anything you might be able to be responsible for now that you weren't able to be responsible for before? Like able to respond, able to... Like you just test on it, I should say.
Difficult situations?
Yeah, or just, it could be a situation,
I just
relationship.
meant that in general.
Okay, oh good. So more difficult, you're more likely to just confront it rather than recoil.
Yeah.
Alright, that's good. It's good for your health. Good for your health.
Also, like relationship-wise, I have shifted a lot.
Oh, good.
I don't feel this neediness anymore. And I no longer accept the feeling of I'm not loved.
Cool.
And, because I knew I wasn't.
Nice. You are.
So that's why
I love you.
I'm rid of, like, a lot of anxiety just because of that
that's
one
great.
thought.
That's beautiful. Congratulations. Okay. Oh, did you know that you can install things with the Minix too? Like we've been removing things mostly, but you can also like install things like the ability to know that you're loved, for example, or the ability to reflex to give empowerment to others or to be responsible. So just so you know, you can remove things, install things, and just know things like you said. Go right, go left. Or, is he here? Is he there? That's knowing things. Okay, let's see what else. What do you want to move away from? Think of possibilities for your life. Is there anything you want to move away from?
I don't know why I thought people instantly.
I've done that too, certain people. That's good. That was one of our prayers, remember, to be more discriminating about people that you're with. How about anybody you want to move towards, or things you want to move towards?
Yeah. Does. People that are like aligned in assisting me in my alignment.
Oh, good.
And then having that cycle kind of happen.
Okay.
And beneficial to my
Allies.
spiritual development. Yeah, and that the projects that I take on are successful and work.
Okay, good.
That's pretty big.
Okay.
Well, Ajna, that's what I did years ago, and it has worked out well for me. And Barb has been one of those people.
Thank you.
Barb and I know each other almost 30 years.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Almost 30 years, baby.
I don't think that's incredible. I still feel like I'm 26 years old. I was 25 or so when I started doing this stuff.
I still feel like I'm 14.
I know, I was just going to say, I actually feel like I'm not about 19, but I met you when I was 25 or so. Okay, so let's integrate the changes. That's a lot. Let's see if you can integrate them, because that's how you keep your cure. So I'm glad you saw me before you leave, because you want to, this is kind of like a, everyday process of scanning yourself, noticing something that happened that might be sticking to you or had traumatized you, clearing yourself, because you want to stay really in the present and clear every moment so you can.
I felt like it's necessary to do before I left.
Yeah, I know, I'm glad you made it happen, because I have a lot of stuff on that too. And like you said, we'll do others when you get to your destination. Okay, so how are you now? You look kind of blissed out.
Yeah, probably not cooked out.
Okay.
No, it's really good though. It's like on this level.
Sometimes there's other things you can do with this. Will you be here Monday night?
No, I think I'm peacing out Sunday morning.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe you can hook up from wherever you are Monday night. Listen in. But you can put up shields. Yeah, from wherever you are, you can just hook up on Skype. Okay.
Okay.
Or by phone, either one. But one thing I want to interject, now you see why I'm telling you to get a smartphone, because what you're doing now, you're supposed to walk around all day doing this. And especially the things about, checking your responses, constructing new behaviors.
I think it would be really necessary for me. Also, because I can do PayPal and taking customers from a smartphone. So I'm really wanting to manifest one.
I put it on my Facebook page the other day, and I got 2.
Really?
Yeah. Oh. I said, "Does anybody have one?" This guy gave me 2 of them. Yeah, so they're out there. If I get one working, I'll give you the other one. Extras.
Okay.
Because they get iPhones.
I'll put that up. I'm manifesting a smartphone.
Just say, does anybody have one?
From AT&T.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't have to be an iPhone, because the Androids are great.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you can install shields. Protect yourself when you sleep, or, when you're traveling.
Oh, okay. I really need the traveling one.
Yeah.
So what kind of shields?
I'm just installing all necessary shields. If I say, this force or source that you're talking to kind of understands what you're asking.
I'm going to write this down first. Boom, boom, boom.
Shields up. It's like shields that, let in love and empowerment, but let out, attack and anything that's interfering with your mission. That's 6 feet of a lot of power.
Wow.
Now, did you get to the behaviors yet?
Chest in that moment. I think what happened earlier this evening, I felt my chest felt a little protective, because I was I'm about to travel, and then I just kind of went in, Yeah. And I was gotta protect myself, right? But just doing that was totally just took the energy off and put it around me.
Yeah, it was a breastplate of righteousness on.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what Jesus Christ called it. There, you can be free again. so funny, like right before I met you, we were kidding around and we were writing something about curing asthma, and then suddenly you appeared.
Yeah, I am. I did it.
I know. You'll be a model for others who want to do the same. What else? Any other questions or comments?
I feel like there's one more thing. I don't know what it is.
Let's see.
New behaviors, Barb.
All my particle attributes in balance. Okay, that's another huge list, but right, what can you do by saying I'm balancing all my particle attributes for the jobs I have ahead of me. That's like Karen's things. Her particle attributes get screwed up a lot, so she gets all crazy sometimes.
Barb?
Yes.
New behaviors.
Yeah, new behaviors. Oh yeah, tell me some more new behaviors that might be easier for you now than before.
No, it's new behaviors that... See, there's responses that are easier and new behaviors to construct.
New behaviors to construct.
Can you see the list there? Because they're two separate things.
Let's see if I can find that again.
Okay, there's one really major one coming up for me right now.
Okay, here, let's hear it.
Communicating and like connecting with men in a non-fearful way. Yeah.
So you're creating to be able to communicate with men in a more powerful, direct way.
Yes.
Nice. So install that into all your bodies. That ability. Okay. That's a good example of something you can install into all your bodies. The ability to have your outside match your inside, kind of, and then have that you communicate powerfully with all people, especially men.
You know, Barb, see, it's not so much that she needs to install it as construct it, and also, but what she should do is test if that is one of them. Like, what we're trying to do here is have a higher intelligence tell us what behaviors to construct.
So ask source if that's one of the behaviors that you should instruct. Would it be good for you to?
Oh, most definitely. Letting go of fears.
Okay, so
see now that you get that that information that way, it gets beyond you trying to do something. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, you're actually doing it for source. That's a good point. It makes it easier.
Does that?
Right, and
it's like it more of it's coming from service rather than you trying to get something.
Yeah, it's really huge for me, because it affects like all areas of my life too, and being able to be in like more service to people without feeling like
You're wanting something.
Yeah, like they're wanting something, or finding myself like hermiting because of sometimes being fearful of the outside world. That's mostly a nightly thing, like of being outside at night.
Right.
Right, and it's also kind of stopped me from connecting with people, and I feel like I could have made an impact at a certain point, even.
Just it would be good to forgive yourself for all those places where you missed opportunities in the past, and that's a good place to reduce your trauma load. And then you can. Well, the good thing with the Munich is you can connect with people now, and even over the distance, you know.
Right.
Wait till she completes testing what you asked her to test.
She tested yes. It would be good to forgive yourself.
All right.
You missed an opportunity to give something, or serve, or share yourself fully.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I just laughed because I had this memory of when I was like that in Maui, and I remember walking by these bums, and I was like, I believe in you guys. I believe in you. And then I gave them a sandwich, and it was just funny that I felt that, like, that strength, protectiveness, and openness. But it was like a good, like, I'm in my power, I can just give this message right now. It's fine, it's totally fine, I will not be harmed by giving this message.
Nice. That's a good new behavior. Okay. Let's see. something. Love and God connection. Have I become more loving and connected to God as a result of use what I did?
Yes.
In what ways? Tell me specifically. Oh, I forgot to ask you something, but you go ahead and answer that.
I'm feeling a lot more like pleasant and clear in my communication and strength in it.
Okay.
Yeah, super.
Yeah. Is there anything that might get in your way of keeping, the progress that you've gained, or things that might, reinforce you, reinfect you? Like, is there anything
Being harmed.
Be harmed? Yeah. By what?
No.
Physically, emotionally, spiritually?
Yep.
Okay, so that's good to know. I mean, could you remove the tendency or put up shields to?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So, and are there any other aspects of your condition that might, sneak up on you, or come back to bring you down, take you backwards?
Yeah.
What else do you see?
Fear of being broke and not being able to feed myself. I think that's
okay. So you have to remember to remove that fear when it comes up, and install the awareness that you're limitless and you're a manifester. You attract what you need.
Yes.
Yes, and yes. Are there anything else that comes up that could cause you to default back to your old behaviors or old responses?
Yeah. Being looked at like I'm prey.
Prey? Okay. So you have to somehow deal with that and turn it around. So what's a new behavior that you could do when you feel that?
I've done that. Actually, I feel like being clear
Yeah.
and communicative at that moment in time. In strength.
I always ask people what they want.
Oh, really?
It's like, they say that that's what you're supposed to do to ghosts and stuff. The people who are like, do you want something from me?
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, and see if there's any other way you can give it to them.
Okay.
Let's see. Also, you can just remove that idea of yourself as prey. Like, there probably is something that is in you, like light or like some kind of access to cure that people are looking for that you may think is something else. You know what I mean? Maybe there's something you can give them, like the website list or a session or something like that, rather than what you think you have to give.
That's kind of what it's felt like.
Business card. Yeah.
Like that's what they look at me like they want to sleep with me or whatever. But it's not really that. It's like the actual energy, and they don't really exactly are able to discern what it is.
Right. So that's when you have to start testing and just kind of take the high road or be the bigger person.
Right.
And what I started doing is teaching people how to test. Doing what we do now. Like say, hey, I want to see something cool? Try this. Test, can I hear thing? You see if you can get a signal in your fingers. And it's like give them something that's, that's theirs, rather than something that they need you for. And then you become their friend and their ally, rather than someone that they want to try to get something from. You just give them something, give them a gift, or clear something for them. Okay. Are there any aspects of your condition that might sneak up in you? Any other aspects?
Yes.
Tell me.
What is? Yeah. Fear.
Okay, so you might allow fear.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you see any way to prevent that? Check for fear more often. Remove it. Remove fear, just like virus or bacteria.
I could do that with my astral bodies too.
Yeah, you can just remove fear from each body.
Okay. I think that's probably like the root of my anxiety.
Fear.
Actually, I'm no longer identifying or owning it.
Fear of what?
Different things.
Just general things.
Like, I don't know.
Test if sometimes your fears actually excite. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Okay. So, what can you do to protect yourself from being ineffective fears?
What could I do to prevent myself?
Yeah, or like you could check your bodies more often during the day. You could take more proactive steps to keep your bodies clear, like you were saying.
I was just kind of seeing my magnetic field in that moment and just actually working on it more. Because it just totally be like demagnetized out of my field.
Right. Be proactive in your relationship with men and all people. Create the kind of relationships you want.
Well, since we're approaching the completion of this, obviously, you look like you're pretty happy over there.
Yeah, I kind of, but those last few questions, my heart was kind of racy. Well, maybe because I was just stepping into it.
I was afraid of getting setbacks.
Well, you know what? Yeah,
there are setbacks.
Now you've identified something, something to do for yourself. I happen to think that it would be very interesting to have a meeting and make one of these movies just about the way you relate to men, and try to get to the bottom of any problems you have with it. I bet we could. I really do, and I think that there's a lot of people who would be interested in that, and it would help people. So men too. Not just women, but it would help people to have a movie like that. So that was one thing I was thinking. Another thing I wanted to mention to you is that you should know that we share our donations with people. So if a friend of yours joins the web college, you should tell Greg, and he will send you like you have a PayPal account, I guess.
You do extra money too.
Oh,
You could start a group in Colorado.
okay.
And you could get some commissions that way and keep your ministry going over there.
Really cool.
Yeah, I support your work.
Really cool. Okay.
Now, also the last thing is I want to say is that in Barb you have our best. Barb is absolutely the best coach I believe we've ever produced, and better than me, because I'm not really, if you get right down to it, the coach, around here, and Barb is, she's wonderful. So I want you to know that. It may not be so easy to see that when you don't know, you haven't spent that much time with her as I have, and also you have nothing to compare her to. But as I have both, so I can tell you that she's the best. You really have something in her.
It's fun to see this stuff out in action. Thank you.
That's right. That's what you love.
I know.
That's what coaches love, to see it in action.
In real life.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
Ajit's going to move to Boulder, Colorado, so maybe we could start a group there.
Letterland, but
If
I'll be in
you
Boulder.
can own Colorado.
Yeah.
We had a group in Boulder. There was a guy who cured liver cancer who lived in Boulder.
Who is this?
His name was Gil, and you can hear him on the. You can hear Gil on. Oh, I think you knocked the microphone near the speaker or something.
Yeah, you're kind of shaking. We didn't really move ours.
Okay.
I hear
I'm
echo
getting a
from your side.
major echo all of a sudden. Something changed. Anyway, Gil cured liver cancer, and you can hear his cure show in the cure show page.
That's really exciting.
There are like hundreds of recordings of people curing things in that page. So, but they were there for a long time, Gil and Betsy, and then I lost touch with them. But for quite a while they were having people to their house, and they were doing meetings for them about curing things. I don't know whatever happened with that. Anyway, anything else? You guys have any last things you want to say before we?
Enough meetings for today.
There's one more thing.
What is it? Anything.
Picking up on others' energy.
You mean like taking on all this energy?
Yeah, like, because I'm very empathic, even though I've recognized my little world, but still, like, little things too. Yeah.
What you could do is you can test is the symptom I'm experiencing mine or somebody else's.
Yeah, that's a good question to keep asking. Is this my whatever or somebody else's?
Like when I first did this, we were working with somebody, like this isn't really muscle testing, but we were working with the guy who did muscle testing, and I kept testing that I had fear. It was actually in my lungs. And then we kept testing, is it my fear or somebody else's fear? And it was somebody else's, and it was my mother's. Of course, she didn't even live in the same city, but I was picking up my mother's fear. So that's a good thing to ask. Because you might pick up, Karen stuff or someone else in your house or your boyfriends or whatever. So you can remove, separate that. But just being aware of it will help you. Just knowing, just to ask the question.
Okay. Once you see it, it's as good as cured.
It's true.
A lot of things are like that. You just come to know something and suddenly it is gone.
I know. The more that's my information.
Right. And I think going through that physical action and doing that separates this pipelining modality of like, I'm just going to say pipelining.
I mean, where stuff is coming straight to you from somebody else.
Yeah, and then I kind of project it back in some type of way.
You might be some sort of target,
Yeah.
So you're going to learn skills to. You also test like all your organs of your body, because sometimes people actually, like when you were talking about the ways men relate to you, sometimes it can actually hit you in some of your organs.
I feel that,
like your pancreas or your self-esteem or your liver. So another thing you can do before you go to bed or when you're laying in bed is just scan your organs and clear each one.
Yeah. It really has affected me though, and like I didn't like dress up or wear makeup for months because I didn't want to be a target.
Right.
I was just like, I don't want people to see me as attractive. That's just it.
It's the way it happens negatively. Okay, so remove all the negative effects of any time you've been attacked or interfered with by men or women in this lifetime. Take all your bodies to full function. Just,
I'm feeling it in my lungs.
Feeling it in every way?
In my lungs, it feels like pain that has resided in the bottom of my lungs.
Test if you picked up anybody else's grief.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Okay, so let go of all that.
Yeah.
He's not doing that anymore. So watch out, because in a way that was a little bit of an attack right there. You hear that? It's subtle. She just told you something that you were doing, that you're not doing anymore.
I think it was just awareness.
Okay, so it's just something to watch out for. Okay. The sun has so slowly set into the west here. So we've probably done enough for today.
So how do you feel now, Ajna?
So put that into an harmonic action that you can test and do right now.
She's created climate.
I am now creating
climate of perfect environment inside of her body that is air, fire, water.
Okay, so I'm installing balance of all the elements in my body right now.
All the elements. Family, and she has to do that every day, 3 or 4 times.
Test if it would be good to do that every day. So watch the way you're talking. Tell people to test on things.
may need more air, or she may need
Ajna,
more.
how do you feel right now?
Lots of feelings. Well, interesting. Just the suggestion about grief and water and my like connection to water, and I felt a little almost of like a resistance of wanting to be the other elements. So, do you want to talk to me about that?
No, I want to know how you feel right now.
Okay. I'm feeling sensitive. I'm feeling really sensitive.
Do you feel sad?
Maybe a little bit. Yeah.
You know what? That also is a normal outcoming of curing things. You're able to feel more.
Emotional bodies.
And you're able to, you're connected to your feelings. That's a good thing. Well, you could test this question: is my emotional body working better now than it was like an hour ago? We'll just check it and see what we get.
It's a very interesting question. I don't.
Or how about that? That's maybe not a good question. How about have I cured some things in my emotional body?
Yes, definitely.
So that's because when people's emotional bodies are damaged, they can't produce emotions.
That's quite interesting. That's also another thing. I also, I have my moments of being like, okay, I'm going to be super real in this moment, right? But I haven't necessarily fully allowed myself to experience a lot of other emotions other than like happiness.
Yeah.
I used to be bipolar, and so then I was like cured from it, and I wasn't allowing myself to show in negative ways,
Right.
I suppose. So maybe that kind of affected myself in some type of repression behavior.
Well, test it. Did I damage myself by doing that?
Slightly.
You get yes on that? Got a signal?
More than 60 bodies.
Did you get a signal?
Three?
You can repair 3 of the bodies, yeah. We tested that 3 of your bodies got damaged by that.
Well, you're going to find, in the next few hours. You see, when we have one of these meetings, you should create some quiet time for yourself afterwards, because you're going to get a lot of questions like that coming to your mind, and you should be testing all of them. And just use that time to learn about yourself.
Yeah. Okay. That's really good.
You did good. All right.
This is wonderful. I thank you. And please be real with yourself. And you don't have to try to feel cured or something. You can feel how you feel and explore yourself and cure some more. Because that's what I said, you're going to be doing this for the rest of your life, remember?
Yes. I will be.
And also,
I will have a smartphone and be listening to these.
you know what else? You are a lot like I was when I started doing this, and I think most people are. Because I had all these kinds of things you're talking about right here. And I loved it. I just absolutely loved it. I was so happy that I was coming into myself. It's what I always wanted.
It's also like, I feel like I've been using niceness and happiness as like a defense mechanism. I'm like, oh, that doesn't affect me. That doesn't affect me.
That's cool.
Yeah, people do that. They say, oh, I'm happy,
Yeah.
That's how they fend everything off. I'm happy, I'm fine.
Right. But what does that do in the long run?
Kills them.
It killed them.
It's a
Tell me how.
It's a symptom.
Ah.
And they stay sick, and finally it turns physical, and they die.
Can you say that again? It was breaking up.
It keeps the disease in place because they skip around being happy. And I mean, if you're happy, be happy, but they're using it as a defense to protect themselves so they don't find out what they need to know about themselves, and at some point it turns physical and they die of it. Turns into, you know, the cancer wards are full of people who've spent their lives happy.
Yeah, that's typically from resentment. That's like the main cause. Yeah.
Well, all right, so thank you both, and let's do this again soon.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
See you guys later.
And then without you. Thanks, Barb.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.
This movie was given to you by HUM, the World Ministry of Immunics, which enables you to cure medically incurable diseases. We also produce the Cure Drive and the iCollege of Immunics. This is the home page. And as you see here, the movie that starts playing automatically when the page opens is a 3-hour tutorial film, which underneath it is the beginning of a series of movies. If you click on these links, you go to another movie that's a continuation of the tutorial, showing different aspects of the things that people need to get into when they cure things. The movie shows many people curing things. You'll find complete cure tutorials on the home page. Under the group at the top is another, this is a video and text tutorial, and if you click on the link, you'll see it has 10 lessons, and you can click on each lesson and you'll see that the lessons are movies interspersed with explanations. And if you continue scrolling down the home page, you'll find a huge bank of movies of people curing things. Here's one of someone curing multiple sclerosis that you can click on, and these play. Hopefully this one will play in a moment. There it is. So that woman cured PPMS and MS. Here you'll find people from every continent: Europe, the US, Asia, Canada. This woman cured shingles, and in this particular movie that's what she's demonstrating. And at the top of the home page you will find links to the cure meetings that we have every week. 9 p.m. New York time, Rome time 8 p.m. Underneath the cure meetings you'll find a link to Friend Me. It's actually Byard. I'm Byard, speaking to you on Facebook, and you'll meet many people who are my Facebook friends there who have cured various diseases. Many of us have cured herpes, which is what I cured. Also there, if you have trouble getting signals, there is a whole bank of movies that focus on people who are just starting to get their first signals. Many of these people went on to bigger and better things, and you see them in other movies. But these are movies about their signals, how they got their first signals. At the very top of the home page, you will find above the masthead a link to the cure shows. And we documented people curing things on, these are on the, we did this on the phone. There are shows on about 75 diseases, and the diseases are listed alphabetically, as you can see. You actually hear the people curing these diseases during these shows. That's post-traumatic stress syndrome from 9/11, you know, the catastrophe. We have a show on that, and fever, somebody curing the fever, several people curing fibromyalgia, flu. We had a flu hotline, and there are many people. These people are actually curing flu, and the flu stops. It clears up during the 15 or 20 minutes of the call. It doesn't take long to cure the flu. Over here you have paralysis, parasitic parenting, Parkinson's disease. When you cure something, please join your voice with the voices of the many people who came before you by reporting your cure in our poll, which you can do right above the tally of the cures that people have reported is here at the top. And as you can see, there's a little link here. And if you click on that, you will come to a form that enables you to report your cure. This page is the hub of the Web College, and as you can see, there are detailed lessons on how to remove viruses, cure cancer, end trauma, recode your DNA, reclaim your organs, and other issues that people are interested in, such as the safety web. These are the main lessons of the Web College. And there are also movies here. Here's a movie on the right here of a doctor who actually years ago cured the flu on camera. So you can click on these two and play. He's demonstrating how he's doing it. They filmed him in his office. We've tried to provide you with everything you need here, and I wish you happy curing. Please be in touch with us.